the deception of the adversary through the teachings of Quran. Okay? So this is something that Muhammad started. Maybe he had good intent, I don't know. But he went astray from what was given to Moshe, what was established by Mashiach. Because there are certain things that Muslims believe that the Word does not teach. And there are certain things that the Word teaches that Muslims don't believe nor practice. But let's move on. Martin Luther, born in 1483, died in 1546, was a German monk, a priest, and professor of theology. He was a very important figure of the Protestant Reformation. And those who identify with this teaching, today we call them Lutherans. Prior to Martin Luther, there were no Lutherans. John Calvin, born in 1509, died in 1564. He was a French theologian and pastor during the Protestant Reformation. The Reformed and Presbyterian churches looked to John Calvin as being their chief expositor and the founder of what they do. John Smith, born 1570, died 1612. He was an early Baptist minister of England and is known as the founder of the Baptist denomination. No, they didn't derive from John the Baptist, because John the Baptist was an Israelite who believed in HaTorah, HaNavi, HaKetuvim, and HaMashiach Yahushua. He did not practice Christianity, contrary to what many people believe. But the Baptist denomination was actually started by John Smith. John Wesley, born 1703, died 1791, was a Church of England cleric and Christian theologian, and he's credited with founding the Methodist movement. Some even say because he wanted to have or start a new method. Joseph Smith Jr., born 1805, died 1844, was an American religious leader and founder of the Latter-day Saint movement, which gave rise to Mormonism. Okay? These beliefs at one point in time did not exist, but now these beliefs come on the scene and they proclaim that they are adherents to the truth, with all these different denominations, especially starting with Muhammad and moving down to this particular point. Next up, Charles Taze Russell. 1852, he was born. 1916, he died. He's a 20th century Christian restorationist, and he is the founder of the Jehovah's Witnesses. None of these Bible-carrying teachers, none of these Bible-carrying believers of these different denominations that were just mentioned are actually following and living their lives according to the Bible. That's the problem. How you want to carry a book and not carry your life after the book? That is how, and this is just another method, other devices, how the adversary has deceived, how he has caused the world to believe things, not just one thing, but several different things, be it animism, be it Mormonism, whatever, Buddhism, Hinduism. These are the devices, part of the system, the names of blasphemy that the adversary has established in the world to keep people from following the prophet Moshe and the prophets in that line of transmission through the Messiah, who have been given the words of the Creator of the heavens and the earth. These are only obstacles which distract us from the truth. What do? They cause reasonable doubt. They give people choices that are not in actuality choices. This is how the adversary deceives the world. But because these things have been established in our mind, it's a norm, but it's not a norm. Because we were born into a world where religious freedom is the teaching. And people can do what they want to do, believe what they want to believe, worship how they want to worship. That's the freedom of will. That's being a free moral agent. But the question every man and woman has to ask themselves prayerfully, with humility, with sincerity, did the Creator of the heavens and the earth give that word. And he didn't give all of that, contrary to what people believe. I'm going to write a few words up on the board, other words for you to research, tying into, again, what the adversary is attempting to do. To spread the deception that he has been spreading for years. Look up the term ecumenism. Interfaith dialogue. Coexist. Foundation. Search these things up, because see, the movement is this. Tolerance. Now let me make it clear from my mouth to your ears, in no way, shape, or form am I teaching to become violent towards any human being. The creator of the heaven and the earth, before whom I stand, is a mighty one of love. And this message, in spite of how it may be received, is given because of that love. But these movements here, which teach peace, when there is no peace, we must beware of. So this is a warning. This is crying from the rooftop, from the mountaintop, trying to get people to be awakened and become aware of what's going on around you on a day-to-day basis. The deception and the darkness and the clouds of lies and deceit that have been plaguing society for thousands of years and continue to keep us separated from the creator of the heavens and the earth, who loves us and gave his word as that sacrifice for us. We must return to him by returning to his word. And if you don't believe, if you lack the faith, again, prayerfully, with sincerity and humility, ask him. And he will open the doors of heaven and reveal himself to you. Now when I say that, here's the adversary, how he works. Don't look for a literal opening up, but he will make himself known to you, and you will know that it is the creator of the heavens and the earth making himself known to you. Beware of the workings of this adversary. He's a sly one. Let's move on. Another thing we want to look at as far as this web of deceit. Scholarship's influence on the word. So what they have done, and this is just one example. Again, something else for you all to search out. What is called the Wellhausen hypothesis. Wellhausen hypothesis. Okay? Now let me read what this is for you. The documentary hypothesis, called Wellhausen hypothesis, holds that the first 5 books of Moses was derived from originally independent, parallel, and complete narratives. Right there. You know what that's saying? Moses didn't write that stuff. But it's actually coming from other sources. It's a lie. Okay? So let's move on. Let's read some more. Which was subsequently combined into the current form by a series of redactors or editors. The number of these is usually set at 4. So this is the 4 that they derive it into. You have what's called the Yahwist. And the reason why they call it that is because these are the parts of the Torah, the first 5 books,